Mohamed Salah Gailey was born on June 15, 1992, in the small village of Negreg, deep within Egypt's Garbia Governorate. Long before he lit up Premier League stadiums and became a global icon, Salah was a kid obsessed with football, riding buses for hours each day to chase his dream. He wasn't born into football royalty. No fancy academies, no direct pipeline to Europe, just raw passion, relentless work ethic, and an unwavering belief that his talent would take him somewhere. He began his career at El Makaloun SC, debuting for their senior team in the Egyptian Premier League in 2010 at just 17. Even then, his speed and dribbling stood out. But what made him different was his hunger. By 2012, his performances had caught the attention of European scouts, and FC Basel in Switzerland took the leap. Salah made an immediate impact, scoring goals in the Swiss Super League and announcing himself on the continental stage in the UEFA Europa League. It was during his Basel days that he famously scored against Chelsea in the 2013 UEFA Champions League, catching the eye of then-manager Jose Mourinho. Chelsea signed Salah in January 2014, but that move didn't go as planned. Limited minutes, no rhythm, no confidence. By 2015, Salah was loaned to Fiorentina, and later Roma, where everything changed. In Italy, Salah blossomed. Roma gave him minutes, responsibility, and freedom. And he delivered 15 goals and 11 assists in the 2016-17 Serie A season alone. His electric pace, tireless pressing, and left-footed magic were undeniable. Liverpool saw it. Jurgen Klopp saw it. And in June 2017, the Reds brought Salah to Anfield for a then record £36.9 million. What followed was nothing short of a football revolution. Salah's early life and career weren't polished or privileged. They were paved with struggle, rejection, and quiet resilience. And it's that origin, the long rides, the setbacks, the reinventions, that shaped him into a player who wouldn't just succeed, but redefine greatness on his own terms. When Mohamed Salah signed for Liverpool in June 2017, few could have predicted the seismic shift that was about to unfold. At the time, many viewed him as a solid winger with speed and some promise, but not a Premier League game-changer. In fact, some fans questioned the move entirely, recalling his underwhelming Chelsea stint. But Salah wasn't just returning to England, he was returning with a point to prove. And he didn't waste a second. On August 12, 2017, Salah made his Premier League debut for Liverpool against Watford, scoring in a 3-2-3 thriller. It set the tone. He wasn't here to warm benches or share the spotlight. He was here to take over. And by the end of that season, he wasn't just Liverpool's best player, he was the league's most feared. In the 2017-2018 campaign, Salah shattered the Premier League record for most goals in a 38-game season with 32. He added 10 assists, won the Golden Boot, and was crowned PFA Players' Player of the Year. But it wasn't just the numbers, it was the style, the speed, the movement, the lethal left foot. He wasn't just scoring, he was creating chaos, match after match. Salah carved through defenses like they weren't. They're spinning past fullbacks, linking with Firmino and Maine in lightning, quick transitions, and converting half chances with surgical precision. His goal against Tottenham in February 2018, dancing through 4 defenders, before calmly chipping the keeper, felt like something out of a video game. But it was real. He was real. That same year, he led Liverpool to the UEFA Champions League. finals scoring 10 goals in the tournament, more than legends like Henry or Drogba ever managed in a single campaign. Though that final ended in heartbreak after his injury against Real Madrid, Salah's status had already skyrocketed. He was no longer the quiet talent from Egypt. He was a global phenomenon. In just one season, Salah rewrote the script. From forgotten Chelsea flop to Premier League kingpin, he didn't just rise, he erupted. After his record-breaking debut season with Liverpool, many thought Mohamed Salah might slow down. Maybe it was a fluke. Maybe defenders would figure him out. But Salah had no interest in proving the doubters right. Instead, he went on to redefine consistency at the highest level, turning superstardom into sustained dominance. From 2018 to 2022, Salah operated at a level few players in Premier League history have ever reached. Every season brought new records, new milestones, and moments of pure football poetry. In the 2018-19 campaign, he shared the Golden Boot with Sadio Mane and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang after scoring 22 goals. He followed that by leading Liverpool to a historic Champions League title in June 2019, scoring the opening goal in the final against Spurs. That night in Madrid wasn't just redemption for Kiju, it was confirmation. Mo Salah was now one of football's most clutch big game players. But the dominance didn't stop there. In the 2019-20 season, Salah's 19 goals and 10 assists helped power Liverpool to their first league title in 30 years. That wasn't just a championship, it was a cultural reset for the club. Klopp's gegenpressing system revolved around Salah's relentless energy, sharp instincts, and ability to convert chaos into goals. He wasn't just a winger anymore. He was the system's heartbeat. Still, Salah's game evolved. He added playmaking, vision, leadership. By the 2021-22 season, he was no longer just scoring. He was dictating the entire tempo of Liverpool's attack. He scored 23 goals and provided 13 assists in the league, once again earning both the Golden Boot and Playmaker of the Season awards. It was one of the most well-rounded seasons in Premier League history and still, somehow, underrated. And then came the 2024-25 season, his magnum opus, at age 33. An age when most attackers start declining. Salah went nuclear. 34 goals, 22 assists in 52 matches, 57 direct goal contributions in one season. He became the first player in Premier League history to win the Golden Boot, Playmaker of the Season, and Player of the Season in the same campaign. Out of Liverpool's 86 Premier League goals, Salah was directly responsible for 55%. That doesn't even account for his secondary assists or build-up play. To put it plainly, he wasn't just Liverpool's best player. He was Liverpool, and yet, even with that level of dominance, Salah's season was treated like just another stat sheet. He finished 6th in the Ballon d'Or rankings, behind players with arguably lesser individual seasons. Some chalked it up to Champions League performance. But in domestic play, Salah was untouchable. He tied Alan Shearer and Andy Cole's record for most goal involvements in a single Premier League season, and did it in fewer matches. He also matched Thierry Henry's record of 4 Golden Boots. So what gives? Maybe it's his humility. Maybe it's the media's obsession with newer names. Maybe it's the fact that he's never chased headlines off the pitch. But while the world debates, Salah keeps producing season after season, match after match. In an era of flashy transfers and social media hype, Salah is the rare kind of greatness that doesn't need noise to be felt. In his prime, Salah didn't just score goals. He built legacies, one touch, one sprint, one finish at a time. For a player of Mo Salah's stature, controversy and setbacks were never at the center of his story, but they've certainly shaped the way the world sees him. While his consistency and excellence have rarely wavered on the pitch, the narrative around Salah has often been clouded by misjudgment, double standards, and subtle disrespect. Let's start with perception. Despite putting up numbers that rival the Premier League's all-time greats, Salah's achievements have often been viewed as team success rather than individual brilliance. When Liverpool were flying, the credit went to Klopp's tactics, the front three, the system. But when results dipped, the fingers pointed at Salah, accused of being selfish, wasteful, or inconsistent. It's ironic. The same player who consistently ranked at the top for chances created, pressing stats, and defensive contributions was also the first in line for criticism. Whenever things went wrong, then there's the media narrative. Unlike the boisterous stars of the modern game, Salah has always remained soft-spoken and reserved. No off-field drama, no tabloid controversies, no brand-building social media antics. And yet, rather than being praised for professionalism, he's often faded into the background of football discourse. While other players gain attention for controversy or flash, Salah's excellence has been met with relative silence. Even his one controversial moment celebrating Christmas with a tree didn't come from the football world, but from parts of the Muslim community criticizing him for appearing to adopt known Islamic traditions. Still, Salah never responded publicly. He let his game speak, injury-wise. Salah's most heartbreaking setback came in the 2018 Champions League final. Facing Real Madrid, Salah was in peak form and had the chance to crown a record-breaking season with a European title. But in the first half, a brutal tangle with Sergio Ramos dislocated Salah's shoulder and ended his night early. He walked off the pitch in tears. That single moment not only cost Liverpool the final, but it also impacted Salah's fitness heading into the World Cup with Egypt, his first ever. Yet through it all, Salah bounced back. No extended layoffs, no major physical declines. Even into his 30s, his speed, stamina, and work rate remain among the highest in Europe. From 2019 through 2025, his average sprint rate, top speed, and total distance covered per 90 minutes have remained a leap better than many players 5 years younger. But even as he hit new heights, awards still evaded him. In 2025, after winning the Premier League Golden Boot, Playmaker of the Season, and Player of the Season all in one campaign, he was placed 6th in the Ballon d'Or rankings. 6th, behind players who didn't carry their teams, didn't break records, and didn't redefine roles. It wasn't just disappointing, it was disrespectful. That snub was a turning point. Pundits and fans alike began asking, what more does Salah have to do? He had just matched Thierry Henry's 4 golden boots, tied Alan Shearer's and Andy Cole's goal involvement records in fewer games, and been directly responsible for over half of Liverpool's total goals. Yet the silence around his brilliance was deafening. Part of this frustration stems from an age-old question. If Salah were English, would his achievements be treated differently? Imagine if a player named Mo Salisbury had done what Salah has done. Would he be as underappreciated? Probably not. And while critics like to point to his early Chelsea years as proof that he wasn't always elite, that's the point they ignore his evolution. Salah didn't come into the Premier League as a world beater. He became one through resilience, reinvention, and ruthless consistency. Ultimately, Salah's setbacks weren't injuries or scandals. They were the constant battle against invisibility, against narratives that diminished him, against a football world that was too slow to give him his due. But here's the truth. Salah never needed hype. His numbers, his longevity, and his match-winning moments speak louder than any headline ever. Mo Salah's legacy isn't just written in numbers, it's carved into the DNA of modern football. In a league celebrated for its icons, Salah has earned his place among them. Yet somehow, his impact still feels under-discussed, underappreciated, and wildly underrated. Statistically, he is one of the most complete forwards the Premier League has ever seen. As of the 2024-25 season, Salah is the only player in Premier League history to score over 20 goals in 8 consecutive seasons. He has matched Thierry Henry's for Golden Boots, tied Alan Shearer and Andy Cole's all-time goal involvement record for a single season, and done it in fewer matches than both. He's the only player to ever win the Golden Boot, Playmaker of the Season and Player of the Season in the same campaign. This isn't just greatness, it's historical dominance. But even numbers don't fully capture his influence. Salah was never just a finisher. His defensive work rate, pressing intensity, and tracking back made him indispensable to Klopp's gegenpressing machine. From 2017 to 2025, Salah ranked among the highest in tackles and interceptions per 90 minutes among forwards. His heat maps show a player constantly involved in both halves, a testament to his two-way responsibility. Few elite attackers work that hard. Without the ball, fewer still keep scoring like he does. His style is unique, a left-footed right winger who cuts inside with balletic precision, blending explosive pace with surgical decision-making. He scored goals from impossible angles, beat entire defensive lines in transition, and broken down parked buses with pure will. Salah made the extraordinary feel routine. Beyond that, he's transformed Liverpool Football Club. Before Salah's arrival in 2017, Liverpool was still struggling to reassert itself on the European stage. But with him leading the line, the club has reached multiple Champions League finals, won the Premier League for the first time in 30 years, and established a new global era of dominance. Without Salah, there is no 2019 Champions League title, no 2020 league title, no offensive identity as we know it. His influence even stretches into the socio-political realm. Studies published by Stanford University found that Salah's presence at Liverpool correlated with a measurable decrease in anti-Muslim hate crimes in Merseyside and across England. His visibility, humility, and pride in his Muslim identity shattered stereotypes and normalized representation at the highest level. Salah didn't just elevate football, he elevated culture. Yet, he's never chased the spotlight. No ego, no scandals, no controversies. While others built brands, Salah built legacy. He's not on podcasts, chasing viral clips. He's not launching fashion lines. He's not lobbying for attention. He just shows up, delivers, and goes home. And perhaps that's why his legacy has often gone uncelebrated in real time. He's never forced it down anyone's throat. When compared to other Premier League icons, His resume holds its own and, in many cases, exceeds. He's scored more goals in fewer seasons than Thierry Henry. He's doubled Eden Hazard's assist count while matching his flair. He's more prolific than Wayne Rooney at his peak. He's more consistent than Cristiano Ronaldo was during his Premier League tenure. And unlike many of them, Salah did it while being a defensive workhorse. What makes his legacy even more absurd is that he continues to evolve. Even into his 30s, Salah remains one of the fastest, fittest, and most decisive players in the league, while others decline. Salah refines. Whether it's improving his link-up play, dropping deeper to control tempo, or adding more assists to his arsenal, he's always one step ahead. So when the debates fire up in 10 or 20 years about Premier League greatness, Salah's name won't just come up, it'll demand respect. He's not a flashy chapter in Premier League history, he's a pillar, and yet the question lingers. Why has it taken so long for the world to acknowledge it? What more does Mohamed Salah have to do? That question echoes through every stat sheet, every record book, and every moment he stepped onto the pitch over the last 8 years. When you look at the numbers, over 200 goals for Liverpool, Golden Boots, multiple Player of the Season awards, and a Champions League title, it's impossible to deny that we're witnessing one of the greatest careers in Premier League history. And yet, it still feels like Salah is being seen, but not truly seen. He's not marketed like a global superstar. He doesn't make headlines for lifestyle choices, off-field drama, or flashy endorsements. He doesn't scream for attention, he earns it quietly. And maybe that's why so many fans, pundits, and award voters continue to treat his brilliance like routine, but it isn't. It never was. Salah's 2002-425 season should have shifted the conversation entirely. At 33 years old, when most forwards are either fading or leaving Europe altogether, Salah reached an all-time high, 57 goal contributions in 52 games, leading the league in both goals and assists, while carrying a Liverpool squad that leaned on him in every decisive moment. That should have been the headline. That should have been the Ballon d'Or campaign. Instead, he finished 6th, and still no outrage, no celebration, just another elite season swept under the rug. The truth is, Salah doesn't fit the mold of the typical European football hero. He's Egyptian, Muslim, reserved, and for all his fame, there's a subtle otherness the media can't seem to look past. He's never been given the benefit of the doubt or the hype others receive. If anything, he's had to reprove himself every season as if the numbers from the last one somehow expired in July. But Salah doesn't chase recognition, he chases excellence. That's what makes this story so special. Because even if the accolades take years to catch up, Salah's greatness is already written. It's in the goals that shifted title races. It's in the sprints, the presses, the relentless tracking back. It's in the moments when Liverpool looked flattened, Salah became the spark. It's in the children who now see a player that looks like them, worships like them, and dominates at the highest level. And maybe that's what makes Salah's legacy unique. It's not just about football. It's about proving that greatness doesn't always come with noise. Sometimes it arrives quietly, relentlessly, and changes everything anyway. There will come a day when the dust settles, when Salah hangs up his boots, and fans look back at the highlight reels, the records, the trophies, and they'll wonder, how did we not give him his flowers while he was still playing? But you, the viewer, you know now. So the next time Salah bends one into the top corner, drops deep to win back possession, or splits defenders with a pass, no one saw coming, remember that you're not watching just another great player. You're watching a once-in-a-generation force, a legacy in motion, a monument still being built. And when the arguments come, Premier League GOATs, most complete forwards, most impactful modern players, don't just include Mo Salah in the conversation. Lead with him.